Today, we are going to discuss Salesforce Analytics, and you'll be surprised to hear that this feature impacts Salesforce overall adaptability in CRM industry. And as per my knowledge, more than 70% of its customers like to use Salesforce because of its built-in analytics functionalities. And if you are planning to give Salesforce administrator or app builder certification, then there will be 7 questions from this topic. So in today's video, all I'm going to cover is the theory part where we will be talking about what are the different report formats, what's report type, capabilities of report types, etc. And also we're going to discuss a few use cases and we're going to practically build reports. So please watch this video till the end. Hi, I'm Siddharth and welcome to my channel Tech Trivia. So without any further delays, let's get started. Alright, so let's begin understanding the report types. What's a report type? So the report type is a template or a structure using which you create your report. In other words, I would say the fields in your report, the data in your report, the objects in your report are appeared based on the report type that you have selected. So report type basically controls data, objects and fields which will be available for your report. There will be two types of report types. One is the standard and other one is custom. Now, as you know, standard report types are provided by Salesforce. So whenever you create a custom object, there is a checkbox on object property, allow reporting. And the moment you check the checkbox, Salesforce will add a standard report type for that object. Now, this question may come in your mind that why do we need a custom report type if Salesforce already provides you the standard report type for each and every object? So the standard report types that Salesforce provide you have limitations. Like if you have two custom objects, A and B, where object A is a parent of object B in lookup relationship, and assume allow reporting checkbox is checked on both of these objects. In this case, Salesforce will add 3 standard report types: object A, object B, and object A with B. Now, let's say you have got 3 objects where object A is a parent of object B and object B is a parent of object C. And all these objects are related using lookup relationship. And you checked allow reporting checkbox. In this case, Salesforce will add 5 standard report types: the object A, object B, the object C, object A with B, and object B with C. Now, what if you wanted to create a report that includes data of object A and object C? You cannot if you are relying on standard report types, because standard report types only gives you ability to include relationship data just for one level. The direct child data is what you can include. So in this particular example, you can do that only if you use a custom report type, right? Because the custom report type allows you to choose up to 4 objects in the hierarchy, right? So you can include like object A, B, C, and D, right? So where object A is a parent of B, B is a parent of C, C is a parent of D. And in this custom report type, you can include fields of object A, B, C as well as D. So if you are running a report using this custom report type, you will be able to see the fields from object A and object D. And one other limitation of the standard report type is when you are selecting a standard report type that includes two objects, for example, accounts with contacts, in that case, the data that you see in the report is always those parents that has related child. So in other words, we call it the semi-join. One other limitation of the standard report type is when you are running a report using the standard report type that includes two objects, for example, accounts with contacts, in that case, you will be able to see only those accounts in the report that has got contacts. So in other words, the data that you see in the report is only those parents that has related child. But what if you want to see all of the parents, whether or not there is a related child record? So you will not be able to get that data in your report if you are using the standard report type. So this is one of the other limitations can also be overcome using the custom report type, because the custom report types gives you the ability to choose what relationship data you want to include in your report, like only the parents that has related child or all of the parents whether or not there is a child. So this is all about the report types. The next thing we are going to talk about is the report formats. And if you are using Salesforce Classic, then you actually see the name of these four formats which are going to be covered today. And if you are using Lightning, so though there is no the name of the format, but still you can use different options to build a report of one of these formats. So four formats: tabular, summary, matrix, and join. Now, tabular report means you want to display just a list of records with a grand total, right? A table format report, that's basically a tabular report. Summary report is the report that allows you to group its rows by any field. So what if you wanted to see the list of opportunities by the owner? So summary report is what you need to build. So you run a report on opportunity and then you group your report with owner field. And then you see those opportunities owned by a user are grouped together. And now because you have groupings in your report, you will be able to display the subtotals, which is basically the total at the grouping level and the grand summary at the bottom. Matrix report is the one that allows you to group its rows as well as columns. So you can actually group your report by two independent attributes. So let me give an example. What if you want to see opportunities by honor as well as by quarter? All right. So you can group the rows by honor and group the columns by the quarter of the close date. So in that case, you will be able to see the totals by honor as well as by quarter. So like which honor has what number of opportunities open in which quarter. And now fourth one is the join report format. So the join report allows you to add more than one reports on a single report page, and those report might be from a different report types. So that means it might show data from different objects. So now when do we need to build a join format report? So let's understand this with an example. So the CEO of GenWatt is meeting to its stakeholders on one of the annual meetings, and he or she wants to present the data from opportunities, like how much sell targets we achieved in the last month, and also he or she wants to present the data from the support team, like what number of cases we are able to close in last quarter. So in that case, you probably create two different reports. One is on opportunity, other one is on case, and these two reports will be displayed on two different tabs, and the CEO will switching the tabs as and when he or she is talking about opportunities versus cases. But what is the simplest way to do that? You just include both of these reports on a single report screen using the join format report. So the CEO does not need to switch between the tabs, but just on one single screen, one single report page, he or she will be able to display the data from opportunities as well as data from cases. Right? So this is how joint report will help you to display data from different objects. So that's all about the theory. Now let's quickly log in Salesforce and build a few reports. All right, so once you log in Salesforce, let's change the UI from the Lightning to Classic, because I believe learning reports in Classic is easier with the given options than the Lightning. But at the end of the video, I'm also gonna build all of the reports which we are going to build in Classic in Lightning, so that you guys have an understanding and idea that how in Lightning UI you can build similar reports. So at top right corner, click on the avatar icon and then select switch to Salesforce Classic. After that, click on reports tab. If you don't see reports tab on the top, then click on the plus sign and then find reports tab, click on that. If you see a pop-up window like this, click on show me later. First thing first, on this page, we are going to create a folder, a new report folder. Left hand side you see our list of report folders. So there is an arrow with the sun icon, the star icon. Click on that arrow and then click on new report folder. Give the folder label as GenWatt Sales Reports. Click on the save, and you now notice your new folder is listed in the left hand side. Now click on the new report button. This is the select report type page, and you need to choose the first report type from the first folder, accounts, and then click on create. Click on show me later on the yellow pop-up. Great. Now this is the report builder. You see three different panes. Left hand side, fields. Middle of the screen, filters. And in the main screen, preview. All right, fields, filters, and preview. When you see these three panels, that means you are viewing the report builder. You are in the report builder. All right. Now you notice there is no data in the preview. So let's set the scope of the data by changing the filter conditions. So in filters, there is show my accounts, select it and select all accounts from the drop down, and in the date field range, select all time. And now you notice the account list is populated in the preview. Now next thing, we want to remove a few fields from our preview, from our report. You can remove them one by one, or you can select all of them together by holding command key if you are on Mac or control key if you are on Windows. So I'm using MacBook, so holding command key, clicking on account owner, last activity, last modified date, 3 columns. And then how you can remove them? You simply drag those columns to the fields section left hand side, and once you see those fields comes in green checkbox, that means you are able to drop them here. Drop it, and now you notice only 4 columns appear in the preview. And all right, now next we wanted to add a field in the preview from fields. So there is quick find option in the fields panel, and then search annual revenue. Either you drag and drop on the preview or double click on annual revenue, and you notice the field is added at the end, the last column in the preview. And all right, now next thing, there are couple of the accounts without annual revenue, so we want to filter them out. So in filter section, click on the add button, and then by default it says account owner, type annual revenue, then in the operator drop down select greater than, and the last field select 0, just type 0 and click OK. So we wanted to only display accounts where the annual revenue is greater than 0, and now you see just a few accounts are there in preview which got the valid annual revenue. And now what if, let's say, we wanted to sort all of these rows by the annual revenue, and also we want to display just the 5 accounts with the highest annual revenue, with the greater annual revenue, right? For that, you need to add a limit. So from the filter span, besides add, there is an arrow. So click on the arrow, and now you notice there is the last option, row limit. Select row limit, and then add 5 in the row limit field, sorted by select annual revenue, and then the order select descending. Select OK, and now you notice just top 5 accounts by annual revenue. And because it's a tabular format report, that means list of records with the grant summary or grant total. Now we also wanted to display the total of annual revenue. So if you keep your cursor on the annual revenue column, click on the arrow, and then there is an option, summarize this field. Select it and select sum, and average. Click apply and you notice the sum and average of the annual revenue appears in the grand total row. Everything looks good. Click on the save. The report name should be top 5 customers by revenue, and make sure to save this report in the folder which we created, January sales reports. Click on save and run. When you click on save and run, what you see is the report. This is the report view. All right. So you notice the 5 accounts with the greater or higher annual revenue, and then there is a grand total that displays the sum and the average of the annual revenue. All right, so this is your tabular format report. Okay, and if you click on the customize, that will take you back to the report builder page. All right, and when you click on the run report, that will take you on the report page. All right, great. Click on the close and then click on save and close. Let's create a report with the summary format. So click on the new report button once again, and this time select the first report type from the second folder, opportunities. Click on create. And now there is no data in the preview because you need to set the scope in the filter section. So it says show all opportunities, date field, close date, range from current financial quarter, change it to all time. And now you notice the data appears in the preview pane. All right, now you know that already how to remove or add fields in the report. So we are not repeating the same steps here. And anyways, this report we're gonna build in the summary format. That means we are going to hide all these detailed rows, right? So in the preview, there is an option tabular format. If you click on that tabular format option, you will be able to change it to summary. Click on summary, and what will happen once you change it to summary, there is a blue color line on the top that says drop a field here to create a grouping. All right, so you will be able to group your reports data with an attribute. We are going to use account to group our opportunities data. So there is an account name. You can simply drag that account name field on the blue line, and once you'll see the green checkbox and that blue line is highlighted, you will be able to drop it. And now you notice opportunities related to one account are grouped together, right? So everything looks good. Click on the save and then give a name, opties by accounts, opportunities by accounts, and in the description just type that summary format report, so that whenever you open this report, you know that it's a summary format report. And the report folder, select January sales report. Click on the save because we want to make a few more changes on this report. So click on the save. You will be there on the report builder page, on the same page. All right. Now, next thing is we wanted to display amount as a summary in all of this grouping level and as well as in the grant summary level. So on amount, if you click on this arrow, and then there is an option summarize this field. Click on that, select sum and average. Click on apply, and you notice the sum and average appears for every account as well as at the bottom in the grant summary option. All right. Click on the save, and let's hide the detail rows and just display the summarized view. So in the preview, there is show option beside summary format. Click on show and then uncheck details, and you notice it just shows account name. That's basically the grouping level information with the amounts sum and average, right? Click on the save and then click on run report button to see the report view. And now you notice these are the few accounts with related opportunity count in the bracket after the account name, and right inside is the sum and average of amount. Now let's say next thing is company wants to highlight the totals based on some business criterias. Let's say there are some targets set, and based on what number in amount sum, the value should be highlighted in either like green, yellow, or red. So how can we highlight the totals in the report? We use conditional highlighting feature, right? So to do that, click on the customize button to, so any modification you want to do in your report, you need to go on the report builder by clicking on customize. And to see your changes in the report, you always click on the run report button, right? That's how you can switch from the report builder to report and vice versa. All right, now in in the preview pane, there is show option. Click on the show, and there is an option conditional highlightings. Click on conditional highlightings, and then select sum of amount. First value you set as 249,999. Right? 249,999. The second value you set as 499,999. So up to the first value, uh, it will be highlighted in red. Between these two values will be in yellow, and greater than the second value will be in green. Now if you want to change the color, you can click on this HTML square and you can select a different color, but we want to use the same as is, so don't make any changes on the color and click on the OK. And depending upon the value that you have, you either see one or more colors. Click on the save and then click run report. Alright, so I got a few red, one yellow, and two greens. Right, so based on what value it is, you'll see the color is applied. Alright, now next thing is, what if we wanted to display the percentage of all these accounts contribution towards the grand total, right? What is the percentage is contributed by all this amount sum to the grand total. Let's click on customize button, and we are going to create a summary formula field. So left hand side in the fields panel, there is add formula option. Double click on that. Now, using the custom summary formula field, you will be able to perform the calculation across the report rows. All right. So, in the column name, you just type company contribution, and we want to display percentage. So add percent symbol, format, select percent, decimal places, change it to 0. That means it will round off, it will be rounded to the next nearest integer. 1.49 is 0, sorry, yeah, 0.49 is 0 and 0.5 is 1. 0.49 is 0 and 0.5 will be 1. Now next is where you want to display this formula. So we would like to display it at the grouping 1 level. Select grouping 1 option from this 3 radio buttons, and then let's build a formula. Don't worry about the formula because I'm gonna add this formula in the video description as well, so you simply copy paste from there. Click on the summary fields, select amount, sum, and then from the operators select divide, and now we are going to add a function. So from functions option, from all, change it to summary, and then there are two options, parent group val and previous group val. So we're gonna use parent group val. Click on insert, and now you notice parent group val got two parameters, summary field that we are going to replace with again amount sum. So summary fields amount sum, right? This looks good. Click on validate. No errors in the formula, so everything is correct. Click on OK, and now you notice there is a third column added, and that basically displays the percent of each of these accounts sum towards the grand total. Click on the save, and then click run report. So if you want to calculate one of them, let's do that. So let's verify for the University of Arizona. So let me copy the sum of amount, and then the calculator, paste it, divide by the grand total. And multiply by 100. That's 4.16, and therefore it is rounded off to 4. All right, so everything is calculated correctly. All right, now the next thing is we wanted to add a chart. So click on the customize button once again. And there is add chart option. Click on add chart, and we want to display as a vertical bar chart. So select the second option, vertical bar. Y-axis, sum of amount, X, account name. There is an option to use a combination of chart. So check that checkbox that says plot additional values, and the another chart we want to display is line. So select line from the column, and the value should be average of amount. Click on the formatting tab, and then add a chart title. Revenue by accounts, and leave all other settings default. Click OK. Left hand side, click on the save, and then click on run report. Great. So you notice each account revenue is displayed in a vertical bar. And so now let's quickly talk about the buttons. Run report. Run report button is going to refresh your report view. Then show details. So if you remember, we actually removed details from our report, right? But if you click on show details, you notice all of the detail rows appear, right? Which doesn't look good actually. So therefore we hide the individual rows, right? So now you see, because you clicked on show details, now there is a hide details option. Click on hide details to hide them. Customize will take you back on the report builder. Save to save your recent changes. Save as to copy the report. Delete to delete the report. Printable view, so it downloads kind of a snapshot of this report. And then export details, you can export the data of this report in either CSV or Excel. Okay, there are two options when you click on export details, like whether you want to export it in Excel or CSV, which format. All right. So, and the last button is subscribe. So as you follow people on Twitter, Instagram, similarly you wanna subscribe to this report, so any changes are made on this report, you see a notification, right? For every changes are made. All right, so this is all about the summary format report, and what we have added, what functionalities we have added. We added a custom summary formula field. We use conditional hightings feature to highlight the totals, and we added a chart. Now you notice there are a few checkboxes besides all of these accounts. What is the use of those checkboxes? Let's do one thing. Check all accounts which are in red. So I got 6 accounts in red. When you check them, there is a drill down option. So basically I want to add a quick filter. I just want to compare all these accounts which amount is in red, right? So I click on drill down, and you notice the report chart is adjusted, the company contribution formula is adjusted, right? the grand totals also adjusted. And here on filter bar, you notice a new filter is added, that account name equals to those accounts which you select. Click on clear, and now you will be back to the original view. Okay, sounds great. Now let's click on the reports tab one more time and click on the new report. Select the first report type from opportunities folder and then click create. And to view data in this report, change the scope in the filter. So date field, close date, range, select all time. And now we want to build a matrix report that allows you to group the rows as well as columns at the same time. So click on the tabular format option besides preview and change it to matrix. And now you see there are two blue color dropping zones. Left hand side says drop a field here to create a row grouping, and on the top what you see, drop a field here to create a column grouping. So let's group the rows by account name. Left hand side in field pane, search for account name and then simply drag and drop left hand side vertical blue line that says create a row grouping. And now you notice all opportunities related to an account are grouped together, right? Now we wanted to create a bucket field. Now what's a bucket field? Bucket field is basically allows you to uh, set the category on the data, right? Let me take an example. You are viewing reports of score that students have achieved, right? And let's say the below 40 number is fail, and 14 above will be pass, right? So that's how these two categories, fail and pass. Right now what is there in your report is just a number between 1 to 100. All right, so what you can do is you can create a bucket field and you can set the category that up to 40, or I would say up to 39 is fail and 14 above is pass. And now instead of seeing that number in the report, you actually see the text that you set, the category that you set, like pass and fail. And because it is a field at the report level, you will be able to use it in the filter section to just view all pass candidates or all fail candidates, etc. You can also use in sorting, grouping, right? Because it is just a field that you created, a category field. Okay, so double click on add bucket field, and then the source column, select amount, bucket field name, revenue size. Now first option, you can choose 199,999 and then type small. There is add option to add more rows in this table. The second one, choose 399,999 and just type medium, and the the last one set as large. So you're saying that up to the first value are the small category, small size opportunities. Between the first and the second value will be medium size opportunities, and greater than the last value, greater than the second value will be the large size category, right? And treat empty amount as 0. That's right. So make sure that checkbox is checked. Click OK, and you notice left hand side revenue size field appears, as well as it appears on the report, right? So you can drag from either of these places. I'm dragging from the fields panel and drop on the top level row that says create a column grouping, and once you see the green checkbox, drop it. And now let's hide the rows. So in the preview, click on the show and uncheck details, and you see a super crisp view, just a summarized view, right? List of accounts with the like small, medium, large opportunity count, right? Click on the save, top left corner. Report name should be companies with revenue size. Company with revenue size. In the report folder, drop down, select Genword sales report, and in the description just type matrix format report. Click save and run, and you notice you group the rows by the account name and you group the columns by the revenue size field, a bucket field that you created, right? So you can easily look at the number of opportunities of small, medium, or large size per account. And in the grand total, at the bottom, what you see the total of small, medium, large opportunities, and right inside grand total, you see the total count of opportunities that each account holds. Right. You can also use conditional hightings to highlight the total. You can also add a chart. Uh, you can also add a custom summary formula field in the matrix report. So whatever we have just discussed or learned in the previous format, you can also add those functionalities, those features on matrix format as well. All right, so let's quickly create the fourth and the last format report, and that's a join format. Click on the reports tab, click on the new report button, and this time select the first folder and choose the second report type, contacts and accounts. So we are going to build a report that will display a list of accounts and the related the number of related contacts, opportunities, and cases, right? So the data we are going to bring from different objects, right? So choose the second option, the second report type from the first folder, click create, and first thing first, in the preview, change the format from the tabular to join, And as soon as you change it to join, you notice this entire report is added in block 1, right? Okay, now because you change it to join, there is a button which was disabled earlier. Now it's enabled. Add report type. Because see, you are using joint report format, and obviously you wanted to add a report from a different report type, right? So if you click on the add report type button, select second folder, and then choose the first report type, opportunities. Click OK, and you notice it is added as a block 2. Again, click on the add report type button and expand the third folder, customer support reports, and select cases. Click OK, and block 3 is added. Alright, now we're gonna make some changes. You notice for all of these blocks there is a separate filter options available in the filter span, right? If you little lower down that preview pane by holding that the horizontal line, right, you will be able to see 3 filter options in the filter span for all of these 3 blocks, right? So first thing first, let's rename the blocks. So the first blocks, we are going to change it to context. Whatever you see the word, remove that and just type context. Scroll right. The second block, remove block 2 and just leave opportunities. And scroll right. In the block 3, leave that as just cases and remove block 3 text. All right. And now next thing is we are going to set the scope in the filter for all of these 3 blocks. Let's start from the context first. So in context, it says show. Click on my context and change it to all accounts. And then in the range, select all time. Similarly, in opportunities filter section, in the range, select all time. And for cases, also select range all time. So you want to bring all of the opportunities, contacts, and cases, right? And now all these 3 objects are related to account. And you notice there is a blue color line on the top that says drop a field here to create group across the blocks, right? So account is a common attribute. It's a common uh, field for all these 3 objects. So left hand side in the quick find, just type account and select account name. Now account name, if you notice, it appears in the common field as well as in contacts and accounts and cases. You need to drag it from the common field section. Left hand side in the fields, that there is a common field, and select account name from there and drop on that blue line to create a group across the blocks. And last, hide details. So in the preview, click on the show, uncheck details, and you notice just the record count, right? Click on the save, give a name, all accounts, contacts, optis, and cases. So basically, you are displaying all accounts with their context, opportunities, and case counts. Click on Save and Run Report. Oh, I need to add it in a GenWord Sales Report folder. We'll do that. Let this report appears first. So in my org, I got total 50 contacts, 31 opportunities, and 26 cases related to accounts. Right? Click on the customize, and when you see the report builder, click on report properties, and then in the report folder, select GenWord Sales Reports folder. In the report description, just type join format report, and then click on the save. Again, click on the save at top left corner, and then click on run. Right, this is how the report will look like. All right, great. So this is all about four different formats of reports that we covered today: tabular format, summary format, matrix, and join. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm quickly going to switch to lightning experience, and I'm also going to uh, create a report of all these four formats, and also going to show you all those features that we have learned in classic, right? So in lightning, when you click on reports tab, you will be able to create a new report by clicking new report button. So new report, uh, report type, you can choose all, and for account, select account, and then click on start report. All right, now lightning UI shows options differently. All right, now what you see left hand side are the columns. If you want to remove any column, you just simply click on that cross icon. I want to remove. Okay, let's add the data first. You notice there is no data uh, because in the filter we need to set the scope. So if you click on the filter section, you notice it says show my account. You click on that and change it to all accounts and create a date. If you click on that and then choose all time, now the data will appear in the report. Right, now you can also add a filter. Let's say you want to call as annual revenue field. That is not there, but we still add a filter, annual revenue, greater than 0, apply, and you notice only accounts with the annual revenue will remain. All right, let's add the annual revenue field in the report so that we can see that. Click on outline tab, remove last activity, remove account owner. So that's how by checking the cross icon, you can remove all these fields. And then if you want to add any new a new field, if you want to add a new field, you just simply type there annual revenue, select, and it will be added. So this is a summary report, right? If you click on run, I'm not gonna save it because I just quickly want to keep changing the format on the same report. So you notice list of records, and at the bottom there is a grand total. Grand totals. Click on edit. All right, now we wanted to display the average in the grand total, and also we want to limit the rows, right? So on annual revenue field, click on this arrow and then select summarize average, and you notice average is added at the bottom. And also click on sort descending, and you notice uh, the the account with the higher revenue is on the top and the low revenue at the bottom. And now in filters, click on the arrow, add row limit, and just add 5, apply. So that's how you can display the top 5 accounts by revenue. All right, so this is all about the tabular report. All right, now let me quickly show you how you can build a summary report in Lightning. So on the reports tab, click on new report and then select the second folder opportunities and then choose first report type opportunities. Start report, and then in filters select all opportunities and close date, range, select all time, and the data appears in the preview. Right, now let's group the report by the account name. So click on outline option left hand side in the left side menu, and then just type account name, select account name, and you notice your opportunities rows are grouped with account. Right, and let's quickly summarize amount field. So in amount field, click on the arrow, summarize, select sum and average. Summarize, again click on average. All right, and now let's hide the details. So in detail rows, there are a few toggle buttons given in the footer of this report. Click on detail rows toggle and turn it off. And you notice you just see list of accounts with their related opportunity sum and average. Right, now let's see how you can add conditional highlightings. That's right hand side, conditional formatting option. Then click on add conditional formatting, and then you simply add the number how we did it for opportunity report in classic. Right, so you add a number and choose the color which you want to apply. Now if you want to make this as a matrix report, so you notice group rows uh, option where you already have grouped with account name. Similar to that, there is a group columns option, and let's say if you want to group it by stage field, so opportunity stage, and you notice all the stage values are appeared as a column, and you can easily figure it out that the 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 sum and the average of opportunities in all these different stages. Right, this is basically matrix report. If I click on run, you notice the data is summarized by account as well as by stage. How it how to add a chart? So there is an add chart option. You simply click on that to add it. And how to add a custom summary formula field. left hand side in the field span, if you click on that, you will be able to see all of the fields that you can add on the in the report, right? And there is a create formula option. If you double click on that, that will allow you to create a custom summary formula, the one that we created, company contribution in classic, right? And how to add a bucket field, let me show you that as well. So if you display detail rows, so turn on the toggle, and then for all these different fields, if you, let's say on amount, if you click on that arrow, there is an option bucket this column. Click on bucket this column, and then you will be able to use the category based on the number that is in amount field, right? And the last checkbox, treat empty amount as zeros. Click cancel, as you don't want to do that. So this is about matrix report and how to create a joint report. So the top left corner, if you click on the reports arrow, there is a join report option. If you click on join report, apply, and now there is add block option using which you can add blocks or reports from a different objects, right? All right, so that is how you can create a tabular, summary, matrix, and join format report in Lightning UI. Also, I've highlighted the options, the features, how you can highlight the totals in the report, where is a conditional formatting option, how you can add a custom summary formula field or bucket field, and how you can create a join report and add a block. All right, so this is all about different formats of reports. So let me quickly summarize what we have covered today. So we started learning about report types, and we talk about two different report types, standard and custom. And then we talk about four different report formats, tabular, summary, matrix, and join. And then we created a few sample reports using all these different formats. And we also have learned a few other features on the report, like how to create a custom summary formula field, how to create a bucket field, how to highlight totals in the report using conditional hightings, how to add a chart on the report, etc. I hope this video adds value in your knowledge, and you might have explored a few features, reporting features, which I'm sure you will be using when you build a report next time. And if you have any specific suggestions, please comment on this video. And if you are new to the channel, then please hit subscribe button and click the bell icon. So that is it for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week with the new learning topic. Happy learning.